There is a battlefield that no one else can see. No dust rises. No war cries echo. No steel meets steel. And yet, the fight is constant. Every man wakes with two voices inside him. One voice is steady, calm, sure of who he is. The other trembles, afraid of being forgotten, rejected, replaced. We show the world our strong face. We bury the restless one in silence. But silence does not mean peace. Sometimes silence is where the loudest storms live. So men go on swinging at the world, arguing, competing, proving, chasing, never realizing the real enemy has been seated quietly behind their own eyes. The ancient Stoic warriors knew this truth. They trained for battles no one else understood, battles where discipline was the blade, and awareness was the shield. This is the story of one such warrior, a student who believed strength meant power over others, and a mentor who knew true strength is power over the self. The lessons here are not written in books. They are carved into the spirit through struggle, stillness, and surrender. And perhaps, as you listen, you may discover that this is not just his journey. It may be yours too. If the silence inside you stirs, remain. There is more to uncover. Taro was known throughout the village as the boy who never lost. His strikes were precise, his footwork sharp, his speed unmatched. But victory never brought him peace. When the crowds praised him, he felt nothing. When anyone doubted him, even in the smallest whisper, his chest burned with a heat he could not control. Rage, shame, fear, all tangled behind his ribs like a knot that refused to loosen. The dojo floor smelled of worn cedar and sweat. Students bowed, blades clashed. Yet Taro wasn't fighting opponents. He was fighting the reflection of himself he couldn't bear to admit existed, the one who was terrified of being less than what others believed him to be. Master Kaito saw this storm in him, the way one senses lightning before it strikes. One evening, after a spar that ended too quickly, too violently, Taro stood alone before the polished bronze mirror in the dojo hall. The metal was old, its surface warped, reflecting shapes more than faces. Yet the shape staring back felt unmistakably personal. His jaw was tight, his breathing uneven, his eyes desperate, not for approval, but for escape. He remembered the moment he first trained, how he wanted strength to protect those he loved. Somewhere along the way, that purpose twisted into a hunger to prove something, but he no longer knew what, or to whom. His fists trembled. Rage rose again, that familiar fire. But this time, Kaito's voice broke the silence behind him. "Tell me, Taro, do you fear losing, or do you fear being seen?" No answer came, only the weight of truth. And so, the real training began. The next morning, Taro expected drills, sparring, sweat, and the familiar clash of steel. Instead, Master Kaito handed him a wooden bucket, old, heavy, the rope handle frayed, and pointed toward the distant river. No explanation, no instruction, only a quiet gesture. Taro's pride flared like a blade drawn too quickly. Was this punishment, a lesson, or mockery? Yet he said nothing. Warriors follow commands. He carried water, up the hill, down the hill, again, again, again. By midday, his shoulders burned, his palms bled. The sun carved lines of heat along his back. But Kaito only watched, silent as the mountain itself. That night, sweeping the dojo floor, Taro felt something strange. His mind, once roaring with frustration, now stirred with questions he could not name. Silence was beginning to speak. At dawn the next day, Taro was awakened before the birds. Kaito led him to the courtyard, where a single candle flickered in the dark. "Sit," the master said. Nothing more. Taro sat. The air was cold. His breath echoed in the emptiness. Time stretched like a blade drawn slowly from its sheath. At first, his mind screamed, "Why am I doing this? I should be training. I should be fighting. But the longer he sat, the louder another truth became. His anger was not strength. It was a cage. He saw flashes, a memory of a grief he never named, a face he once tried to impress, a voice that told him he was not enough. The silence didn't break him. It revealed him. Kaido finally spoke. Water reflects only when still. So does the warrior. Taro realized. The battlefield had never been outside, and yet the true confrontation is still to come. The chamber was small. No windows, no sound except Taro's own heartbeat, slow at first, then uneasy. In the center of the room stood a mirror, not polished bronze like before. This one was older, framed with dark wood burned at the edges, as if it had survived a fire no one spoke about. The floor beneath it was marked by faint scratches, signs that others had stood here too, and struggled. Master Kaido placed a single candle beside it. "You will face him," he said. "Who?" Taro asked. Kaido blew out the candle. The room fell into darkness, except for the mirror, reflecting the faint moonlight leaking from somewhere unseen. "The one you've been running from." Taro swallowed. His throat tightened. He stepped forward, and the reflection stepped closer, too eager, too familiar. The silence felt like being watched by his own soul. He held the mirror's gaze until the edges of his vision flickered. First came the small shames, the boast he didn't need, the cruel joke he pretended was harmless. Then the heavier ones, a promise he broke, a friend he outpaced and left behind, the night he chose applause over truth. A memory rose like smoke from a burned ledger, his father's hand on his shoulder, proud, and the boy inside Taro learning that worth could be tallied, not lived. Another image, a locked drawer in his chest, tied shut with a red thread. He pulled, it resisted. When it finally opened, grief spilled, hot, wordless, not for losing, for never being seen. Taro wept without sound, something unclenched. The reflection softened, not smaller, not grander, simply real. In the darkness, Kaido's voice arrived like a bell struck once. "When the mask falls," he said, "the warrior begins." Dawn waits on the mountain path, where even softer truths cut deeper. The morning air was thin, almost sharp against the skin. Mist curled along the stone steps of the mountain path like a living thing. Taro stood at its base, carrying nothing, no sword, no pack, just himself. Master Kaido spoke only 5 words. "Climb, return before nightfall." Then he turned away. Taro began the ascent. The stones were uneven. The wind pressed against him like a hand trying to push him back down. Clouds gathered, dark, heavy, promising rain or worse. Early on, his training instincts returned. Move fast, push harder, conquer the path. But speed brought exhaustion. Pride brought frustration. Every stumble echoed the old self. He realized this climb was not about reaching the peak. It was learning how he climbed, how he breathed, how he responded, how he held his own spirit. The mountain was a mirror too, just larger. Halfway up, the storm broke. Rain struck like pebbles thrown by the sky. Thunder rolled through the valley, low and hungry. Taro's clothes clung to him, heavy, cold. The old version of him, the one who chased power, whispered, "Run, force it, push harder, prove yourself." But he did not move faster. He stopped, he breathed, he listened. He heard the mountain silence beneath the storm, the kind of silence that does not resist or react. It simply is. So he continued, slow, deliberate, each step a choice, not a struggle. The storm did not weaken, but it no longer ruled him. By the time he reached the summit, the clouds parted just enough for a single shaft of pale light to fall across his face. He felt no triumph, only stillness. Something in him had shifted, quietly, permanently. And yet, peace is not the final test. There is one more lesson waiting, the one that returns him to the arena. When Taro stepped back into the dojo, the air felt different, though nothing had changed. The same wooden beams, the same hung banners, the same scent of pine and old sweat. Yet he was not the same man who left. Whispers stirred as he entered. Students paused mid-drill. Their eyes scanned him, searching for the old fire, the quick temper, the restless need to dominate. But Taro walked with quiet steps, neither hurried nor hesitant. Master Kaito watched without expression. He knew what was coming. Taro's rival, Ren, sharp-eyed, always eager to prove himself, stood up, hand on his practice sword. "You've returned," Ren said, voice edged with challenge. Taro nodded once. No tension, no heat, no hunger for victory. Only presence. Like a still lake reflecting an entire sky. The duel was inevitable. They faced one another on the polished floor, two warriors shaped by the same training but no longer walking the same path. Ren struck first, fast and forceful, the kind of blow meant to overwhelm, to humiliate. Taro did not counter with power, he simply moved. A shift of weight, a breath, a quiet step to the side, like wind slipping around a stone. Ren grew frustrated. His strikes became sharper, louder, fueled by the same fire Taro once knew intimately. A fire that consumes the one who carries it. Taro waited. Not for an opening. For the moment when Ren would exhaust his own storm. When it came, Taro's blade touched Ren's chest, light as a falling leaf. Not a wound, a truth. Gasps rippled through the room. Ren froze, not defeated, but revealed. Taro bowed, not to show respect, to show freedom. He did not smile, he did not celebrate. He simply breathed. For the first time, the world did not need to witness his strength, and he did not need its approval. And in that stillness, every student understood. A warrior who conquers himself cannot be conquered by any other.